Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest podcast, everybody. My name's BJ.
I'm Luke.
And I'm Matt. Did we do it in the correct order this time?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Ask your friend. Well,
We just got done filming the
our first MTech video, or I guess part of it.
the opening skit.
For this year's 2024's
Dueling Dragons.
Yeah. We had such a good time doing that.
That was honestly some of the most fun content we filmed.
Hell yeah.
Because this is like the first time we've done like a skit.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, something people in the entertainment industry do, and it's fun that we did that.
It is.
I mean, we probably should and could do more along the year,
Yeah, I'd like that.
Just a little side thing.
A
I mean,
little
you can
side
be even
quest,
as
if you
dumb
will.
as like, when we played Pajama Sam, just doing a
Do like an intro skit that's like showing off like, oh, Pajama Sam, and then it goes to the
or like,
let's play.
BJ, are you okay? Yeah, I'm just a little scared of the dark.
Row raggy.
And then that's it. It's so small.
I can be
Hell
the
yeah.
racist piano.
Mm-mm.
You're almost with me for a second.
Never again. That was so bad.
I can't believe that's in there.
Yeah.
I can. How old is that game? Like back in 90s?
Not
or
that
2000s?
old.
Okay, maybe not. Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, we go to MTech this week, and
it's gonna be
then
fun.
Easter, and yeah, it's just exciting. So,
Hell yeah.
been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yep.
Busy ass weekend for me though. We got MTech. I gotta work a shit ton this week. So this is my only day off this week. Like really, where I'm like relaxing and not like doing much.
Yeah.
I worked all day yesterday. Working all day tomorrow. All day Thursday, and then Friday is MTech day 1. Saturday's a wedding. Then MTech day 3.
Dude, last week was just hectic as hell for me. My car took a big old poop. It was so sad too, because I went over to BJ's house on last week on
Sunday.
not this most recent Sunday, but the Sunday before, and we did I just needed to do one brake, on my front passenger side. Got it done. It was epic. And then on the way home, it just started making horrific noises. And then I pulled in, and it was like kind of smoking. And then I didn't work Monday, I didn't work Monday, but we went out to lunch with some of the other guys from work, and it was only in Spring Hill. And on my way back, when I got there, I mean, it was rough there and getting back. When I pulled in, it was just smoking, and I was like, all right, RIP. And so the rest of the week didn't have a car. I was looking at new cars, calling dealerships. It was just everything I didn't want to be doing. And then Saturday, bought a new car. Throw up a picture of it now.
Insert Sonichu inflation.
And
Putt.
yeah. And
Putt-putt inflation.
it's just a weight off my shoulders, which is just exactly what I needed in my life.
Putt inflation definitely
Because there's
exists.
other stuff happening in our lives that's just been, or in my life, and it's just been draining. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. That's all you could say.
Yep.
It's been a weird week for me just because like I have health insurance finally. So that's been a
Nice.
big one. It's through my work, so it's not the best, but it's like it's something.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's been fun. But then the fact that now like about $92 roughly is gonna come out of all my paychecks. So I'm like, hey, can I get like one more shift added to my week? Like put me at exactly 40. And
Yeah.
I said that because, like, you know, if I can finagle that a bit for some days, I can probably push it to 41, get like some overtime here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna be working a little more. I know next week because our manager's out for the week, so I'll get an extra shift. I think I'll get overtime next week too.
Are you a manager?
Shift lead. I really don't want. I mean, to be fair, they haven't offered it to me, but I'll take manager because one of the other people there was saying that they might try to implement, or they're gonna offer the option to implement not a salary manager but an hourly. So you'll still do your 50 hours, you know, minimum you gotta work, but then you'll get paid, you know, hourly plus your tips on, because then since you're an hourly worker, you get the tips on top of that. So which means that, you know, that's, if like say they pay $20 an hour for assistant manager, then you get pretty much an added $5 an hour on top of that, roughly $25 an hour. Plus you get all the benefits of being an assistant manager, stuff like that. So if they offer that, I might want to step my game up and try to get into that position.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm just gonna milk shift lead for as much as I can.
For sure, dude. As it's that bullshit. What do they call it? Like quiet quitting.
Yeah.
But, which is so dumb. It's like, I'm gonna do what I'm required to, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that shit.
That used to be just called doing your job.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%.
I think the quiet quitting thing is doing the bare minimum, where it's like you're not even helping somebody else out. Like, that's all it is. Because like if you like the way that
I don't know. It sounds real corporate language. They call it quiet quitting.
100%. It's
and
like corporate thing being like, yeah, you're just on your way. Like to me,
I'm
like
doing my job.
I think
exactly as written.
I think most people like quiet quitting is like that, where it's like, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm just here for the paycheck. I'm literally doing the barest minimum that you can't necessarily fire
But
me
in
for.
my eyes, that's exactly what work is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I get that.
Like if I wasn't getting paid, you know my ass wouldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts. So,
But yeah, how's obviously new truck. But anything else been going? You've been playing anything else this past week, or is it kind of
Helldivers. Lots of Helldivers. Been wanting, you know. Oh, I did play a little bit of Dave the Diver,
nice?
which is just so much fun. What's really funny is I've actually realized that I like the because most of the game is you diving, grabbing
Collecting
fish,
shit, doing your thing,
and then the night shift is you running the sushi place. I find that more fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just like, it's those old like Flash games where it was like kitchen manager, or like
yeah.
like cooking. Yeah, it's like I'm realizing, wait, I like that more. Like, what does that say about me?
You like the simulation stuff,
Yeah.
Like, cause like I mean, I think that's kind of your like you get more invested in there, cause like you like Red Dead 2 a lot, gameplay wise, which is a
I mean,
like
to be
a
fair,
Western simulator.
Well,
Versus
that's
versus
where
like an
I
open
think you
world.
don't understand. I just look past the monotony because the story's so good.
I
Like,
guess.
clearly, I do not like having to not be able to fast travel and ride a horse between 2 points. That fucking sucks.
Fair.
Like 100%. Like there's no denying that blows. But it's more like I'm like, oh, but I'm Arthur Morgan, and shit sucks. We Dutch, we gotta get the money.
Have you played the game? Like, do you know the story?
Red Dead?
Yeah, 2.
I mean, I know the premise.
Okay, do you care if I spoil like a thing?
I'm never gonna play that
Bro,
piece of shit.
I'm not gonna lie. The most emotional I got in a video game was when Arthur got the diagnosis, and I just like controller down and was like,
Well, because you can see it happening.
yeah, like it actually like hit me where I was like, fuck, dude. Like I didn't tear up exactly then, but it was close where I was just like, it was literally just like I couldn't form words. It was literally just fuck was all I could say, but it was
Yeah.
like it was just that like oh shit moment of like
For
oh
sure.
my gosh. The story of Red Dead is fucking phenomenal. Like if anything, if anybody doesn't want to play it, fair, whatever. Watch the cutscenes on YouTube. Like watch a whole like story, whatever.
The
It's
little movie.
yeah,
you know.
like it's really fucking
Red Dead,
good,
all
man.
cutscenes.
All cutscenes, game movie,
Yeah.
1080p, 4K, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah. It's funny because we talk about the monotony of things and like how obtuse some of these gameplay systems is, and I usually hate those. And then I played Dragon's Dogma, and all that shit that I complain about Red Dead is in Dragon's Dogma. Like, no, like there's fast travel, but go fuck yourself. It's so hard to do. You're not gonna want to do it. It's like there's all this other like stuff like but then it's like no, go fuck yourself. You got to play exactly this way. There's one save slot. You have to do there's so much shit.
You can't believe you shelled out for that.
Yeah, bro. Shilling out for Capcom. Just like I shilled out for Yakuza Like a Dragon and Infinite Wealth. Just like I shilled out for Sonic Frontiers
and Saints Row.
And Saints Row, yeah.
But
and Devil May Cry 5.
Can we talk about that it is bullshit to add microtransactions to like
100%.
a single player game?
It is bullshit, and it will always be bullshit. But my level
for an already $70 game,
my level of like, do I care or not is
in total. There's like $40 worth of stuff you can buy, including like fast travel, having new like save slots. Like
so, no, there's still only one save slot, and there's never gonna be more save slots.
Okay.
Fast travel's in the game.
You can revive people. That's one of the payment things.
You
can change the way you look.
So every single microtransaction in the game is already just in the game anyway. So like you don't have to pay for them, and that's why like my level of like, do I care or not, is like, are they taking stuff out of the game and making me pay for it? No, I don't give a fuck. Because I played Dragon's Dogma 1, which all the same shit in Dragon's Dogma 2, like obtuse fast travel. You have to buy a book to change your appearance. You like all that same shit is in Dragon's Dogma 2. But just like Resident Evil 4 and Devil May Cry 5, which are also Capcom games, they give you microtransactions that you're going to get in game anyway. It makes it worse in a way, because it's like, why the fuck is it here then? Because like I'm far enough in the game. I have 3 of the books that can change my appearance. I haven't used it once. I have 6 Wake Stones, which are the revival stones, and I haven't used them once. I have over like I think I'm now at like 6,000 Rift crystals, which are what you use to summon pawns.
But take for example, like let's say in Elden Ring, it was the same thing where it was like, oh, here are some microtransactions that will help you in the game because it's a hard ass game. Like would you buy those, or would you think that it's bullshit that like that was in the game?
I mean, it's bullshit that it's in the game. I'm not buying them though. Like I didn't buy them for Resident Evil 4, yet they gave you weapon upgrades for like $3 a piece. You can buy EXP boosts and job rank boosts in Yakuza. Why the fuck would you do that? You know what I mean? Like they put that in there. Now, to be fair, Yakuza did lock New Game Plus behind a fucking paywall, which is bullshit.
And 2 of the classes.
Yeah. So that is more egregious to me, where it's like you're actually taking
things from the game
and then making people pay for it, versus like I will say Capcom's most egregious has been Monster Hunter, where like you actually have to pay to change your character. Like there's no in-game alternative to change the style of your character. So when they give you DLC, free DLC for new hairstyles and stuff, you can't use them until you buy a character creator token. And they actually are charging you for another save slot, like straight up for Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is fucking worse in that regard, but you can still ignore it.
What's the most recent one?
Rise. And then Sunbreak. No, Sunbreak is the DLC. The Wilds, I think, is the next one.
Yeah.
But Monster Hunter is probably their worst one, and I don't know if Street Fighters. I haven't played.
And that's
6
just
yet.
all Capcom shit.
Every game. And
Piece of shit.
The thing is, in like, there were some reviewers who knew about the microtransactions before when they reviewed it, but like one of them was even like, I figured people were just gonna roll their eyes and move on like they did with Devil May Cry and Resident Evil, because those had microtransactions, but you saw nobody fucking talk about it, because everybody just went, oh, that sucks, oh well, and just like ignored it. But this one, I honestly think that the reason Dragon's Dogma is getting a lot of shit was because the 2 main problems that this game actually has is its performance is not good, and there is no option to start a new game. So like you have one save slot, but also in the main menu, there's not a new game. It's just load from last checkpoint or load from last in, and that's it. You can't. So you have to go into the files and delete it to start a new game instead of just in the menu. So that's stupid.
Well, I mean,
performance is bad.
I'm not mad about, like, I understand that you're like, okay, it's stuff you can already get in game, but it's like, what I just...
It shouldn't be there, because there's always going to be someone who has no patience and more money than they care to, and disposable income, that someone's going to buy them. And it's going to show Capcom that you can keep doing this shit. And the longer it goes on...
It's like, I'm glad that it's happening, even if it's maybe not as justifiable as other games, because... I think it's important for the gaming community to be able to speak up and like voice change. Like if the fact, like, even if it is, I mean, it looks incredible. Like even if it is a great game, to the fact that we can review bomb something to like show studios that we're not going to put up with shit like this. We don't want microtransactions. We don't want like all the added stuff. Like I like that. I think that's good. A good muscle to flex. For
I think
the community.
The problem though, because right now there's a huge discourse on it, and I think the reason there's so much vitriol is because part of it has been falsified. Like there is articles by gaming news sites that are like, oh yeah, fast travel is a paid option in Dragon's Dogma 2, and it's like, no, it's not. It's in the game. And it's even all it gives you is you can buy one. It's a one-time purchase. You can just buy one more crystal to put on the map to fast travel to. And even then, you can't just go to the map and fast travel. You have to get a stone in game, which you can't buy the stones in the store to even fast travel in the first place. Like the developers do not want you to fast travel. They think it's stupid. If you fast travel, you're dumb. That's boring. You got to walk all the way across the continent.
But I mean, it does make it. Does it make it like if I were to just buy a bunch of fast travel stuff?
It's.
I mean, like from microtransaction.
No, there's one. It's
I saw on the store there are 4.
So the actual fast travel. So there's rift crystals, which are the currency to buy pawns. Then there's one port crystal you can buy, which is the fast travel point. So that's the thing. The port crystal is a fast travel point. You can't fast travel to it unless you have fairy crystals, and those you can only find in game, and they are fucking hard to find. So you can't even fast. So even if you bought that microtransaction to get the port crystal, you can't use it. Like you can put it somewhere.
That makes it worse.
Go find it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, why the fuck are they there? Because yeah, someone's gonna buy it. If let's say all this news article, you're gonna have somebody's like, oh, I don't care, but I want fast travel. So they're gonna buy the game, buy the microtransaction, then get more mad that they can't fucking use it because they don't have the stone to use the fast travel system.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So yeah, because everything in that game is meant to be like, no, walk places because your pawns will take you places, and because if you hire pawns from another person's
what's
game,
the Explorer's camping kit?
It's just a camping kit that you can get in game anyway.
I'm just asking, like, what?
Yeah,
what's
no,
in
you
it?
go through them. So you have rift crystals, which those are like the big packs of like these you used to buy pawns. The harpy, the lure just helps you kill harpies easier.
So then you can buy rift crystals.
Rift crystals are the currency to buy pawns, which most of them your first time buying them is 0 anyway.
Beyond the rift, what's that?
Just the pawns beyond the rift. That's what it.
Oh.
Yeah, the rift is how you summon pawns. So like, if all 3 of us played Dragon's Dogma, you create your character and you create a pawn. You can then send that pawn out. So like, just once you create it, you put a quest to it, and people can summon that pawn like in their game, and you can still have it in yours, and they can take it on adventures with them. They won't level them up, but they will come back to your game, like when you rested an inn, with the knowledge from that game. So if they did a certain quest and then you do it later, that pawn will go, hey, I know where to go. Follow me. And stuff like that. So that's to summon pawns. And
then the restore dead to life, what does that do?
Just exactly what it says. It's like oh,
for
you
the
died.
main character?
Anybody. Any NPCs, your pawn, anybody. If they're dead, you can use a wake stone. I have like 6 or 7 of them currently, and I haven't had to use one. So they're a lot more, and then you can find shards of them, and it's like get 4, they create 1. There's the harpy lure, which I already said. Then the port crystal is the fast travel bit. That one is it's literally buying the car, but you still need gas.
Okay.
Kind of vibe. So if you buy that port crystal, and you can only have 10 total. So let's say
you delete them.
I think so. I haven't used one. So I have 2 currently, and I haven't used them. I got one from completing one of the main quests, and then I got another one in a chest, I think. So I just haven't used them because I'm the only other fast travel option is an ox cart, which they'll just come periodically throughout the day, and you can hop on, and it'll take you to a city, and you can press a button to like speed it up, where it's like, oh, it'll fade to black, fade in. But if you can get stopped by monsters, so if the ox cart's going and you like doze off, you'll wake up and there's, oh fuck, a griffin's in the way, kill it, and then keep going. Or it'll destroy the ox cart and you have to walk the rest of the way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the fast travel, like pretty much, and then the book of metamorph or whatever the fuck, that's the character change one. What that is specifically for is like changing your facial features, scars, other stuff. You can change your hairstyle and makeup and tattoos just with gold in game, so you can still customize your character. It's just getting that, because the whole point of Dragon's Dogma, at least the first one and what's carried over this one, is every decision you make, you have to deal with those consequences. So including your height and weight and like all that counts, because if your character is small, the hitbox is smaller. If your character's bigger and muscular, they can carry more, but they're slower. So like all of that matters, and they want you to make that decision in the character creator and then live with it for the rest of the game. They don't want you to change that.
What about changing classes?
You can just do that whenever.
Okay.
There's in most ends, you can just switch my vocation, and any of the unlocked ones, you just do it.
Okay.
And like right now, I've maxed up fighter, and I'm working on the spear hand one, which is basically just a dual wield, like a Darth Maul style Jedi shit. It's sick, but yeah, you can just change vocation whenever you want. They want you to get all of them because there's a late game class called the Mystic Wayfarer, which pulls from every class you have, because you can have multiple weapons and you can switch between them, and then you'll get skills from each of those classes that weapon is assigned to under one class. So it's a late game one, but yeah. So you can switch your vocation whenever you want.
Have you encountered anything buggy in the game yet?
Buggy? No.
Okay.
The only thing is, like I said, the performance is bad, and it's really bad in cities. Like, NPCs will just kind of fade in front of me because the game is loading them in. But that's about the worst of it. I knew that was going to be the case, but I don't really... Like, frame rate and stuff like that doesn't bother me as much as it does others. So I knew I was gonna be fine. Other than that, though, I mean, everything else is just this game is intentionally obtuse and hard and like, difficult for the sake of it. So, like, I knew a lot of stuff, like... The second you say, hey, they're selling fast travel points, people are immediately going to jump into, oh, well, they made fast travel hard, so you would buy microtransactions. Or, oh, you can't customize your character because it's hard. And then they go, well, you can buy a customization. I knew there was going to be shit like that. It's very weird. They shouldn't be there. Like, end point there. They shouldn't be in a single-player $70 game.
Yeah.
Again, if they don't impede
You're kind of unbothered by it. Or like it doesn't affect your game.
If it doesn't affect my playthrough, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's why, like, it's my biggest problem with, like, the newer Assassin's Creed games, because they affect it. The games are built, like, they're long 80-hour RPGs where there's hard level jumps, and it's because they want you to either, do a shit ton of side quests and it, like, stop the story, or you can buy the EXP booster, or, you know, the gold booster, and it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, the games, like, you can tell those games are intentionally developed behind those. Whereas this is like, the devs made the game and someone in a suit was like, we need microtransactions. And they're like, fucking fine, here, throw it out there.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the only game that this team has done. They did Devil May Cry 4 and 5. And the 4 Special Edition and 5 both had microtransactions that, honestly, if you bought them, you're an idiot. Kind of vibe, because it's like, why? You're gonna gain way more of this EXP in this game than you're gonna need, like, anything for. So that's kind of why I think there's an argument, because I'm with most people in that they shouldn't be in single player games. Like, I had the same problem with Shadow of War having loot boxes way back in the day. It didn't affect my playthrough, so I still played it. So I know I'm part of the problem because I'm still supporting these games. I'm not buying the microtransactions, but it doesn't really matter. I bought the game, so they know, oh, we can still sell it.
I mean, the thing that I think would make it more acceptable is if, like, kind of like what the Helldiver's doing now. It's like you can earn in missions in-game currency, and then if you want, you can buy more.
I mean, to be fair, okay, that's exactly what this is for Dragon's Dogma. Like, like I said, I have not to buy a single thing because the game is just feeding me shit. Like, I have more than enough Rift Crystals where I'm like, I'm not gonna ever have to buy a pack. Like, even now, like, most pawns that I'm summoning are like 36 crystals. I think the most highest one I bought was one who was way too over leveled, and it was like 200 crystals. But it's like based on the level of the pawn compared to you kind of vibe.
Okay.
So if you're keeping pawns your level, you're not spending shit.
Okay.
Same with like wake stones. Like, you are collecting those in game, and it's like the same thing as like, yeah, but if you just want to buy a pack of them, fuck it. But why would you? You'll get more than enough in the fucking game. Like, that's kind of the problem I have with it. Is like, Helldivers is a live service. Even though it's $30-$40, it's still a live service game. So they're gonna have seasons of content.
Yeah.
Where, like, to me, that's more acceptable. Of like, well, it's a multiplayer game. I'm gonna play for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. It makes sense to go, you know what? Let me throw them another bone. They've been giving me a lot of content.
Well, especially when they like the stuff that the new content is essentially like in game. Like, what you're playing is, you're not buying like a DLC. You're like, the only thing that's there is that to buy is
the tokens.
Is like tokens, which you can
get in game or buy
cosmetics.
a
it's purely cosmetic, because
buy
requisition you can't buy.
You can buy the battle pass, like the premium one, or the premium that thing, but that's the only thing you're buying in that front.
Yeah.
Like you're still gonna earn the medals in game, so all that stuff is gonna be still just play the game. But like that, yeah, Helldivers I think is one of the best cases of microtransactions.
Dude, I can't wait for the Game Awards and having it win some awards. I think that's gonna.
It's
I
for
think
sure.
It'll definitely be live service.
It's gonna get multiplayer, and depending on how its new seasons go, can get ongoing.
Do you think that it has the contender of being Game of the Year?
If nothing else comes out to take it out, because right now, if you were to ask the general gaming public.
But
is Final Fantasy, Helldivers, and Yakuza.
Let's go. I'm just going off of, like, okay.
What's out now?
Of the trend of, like, when Elden Ring came out, all the fucking shit that was on social media, like, took over. Baldur's Gate, you would just see all this. I mean, I love the Helldivers content.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't really matter because the day before the Game Awards, Alan Wake 3 will come out, and then it'll win everything.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, a couple, like, Overwatch won Game of the Year 1 year. It's
there is a chance Helldivers gets it. I
don't need just at least a nomination would be dope.
I think it's gonna depend on how it stays in the current zeitgeist, because Elden Ring came out and was a single player game and stayed for months.
Yeah,
you couldn't escape it. Baldur's Gate is a single player RPG with hundreds of hours of content, but you could play multiplayer, and there's so many avenues where you look at a TikTok and someone's going, hey, look what I did here, and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't do that quest. Like, there's a lot of content. If Helldivers can keep their momentum, yeah, 100% it can be nominated. Yeah. But if it, like, let's say the next season, like, shits the bed hard, then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, then it might.
I mean, I think their roadmap so far has been really, really well done. I think they've spaced out new content enough, changing with, like, Super Earth Orders, and now, like, the biggest thing looming over our head is the Illuminate. Like, we're just all waiting for that. But they just introduced the flying bugs. I dropped in a mission.
Hey man, bugs don't fly. That's some propaganda right there.
They fly now. So right now, this week, I think it came out either today or yesterday, the new Super Earth Order is, they're like, all right, we've pushed back the Terminids. Like, now it's all, like, the main, mission update or Super Earth update is all automaton missions, which is fun.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a way. I if they can keep the momentum going, because this game is gonna have its niche audience, like it's hardcore for sure. Can it keep the general public coming back in to keep playing it? Is probably what's gonna.
And here's something I will say, which again, it's a multiplayer game. Mm-hmm. It's not something I turn on and play by myself. But then when I play with the boys, it's like,
yeah, like it is. Like,
it's top tier.
I don't think I've played Helldivers in a hot minute just because like my friends at work aren't playing anymore. And, like, I know you're still playing it, so I can hit you up, whatever. But, like, it is the thing. Also, I'm the type where, multiplayer games are there to fill in a gap between releases. Right now, I've got Final Fantasy and Dragon's Dogma, where it's like, I'm not touching Helldivers for a minute. And then next, there's really not much else. Like, Rise of the Ronin apparently is not doing well. It apparently looks bad, which,
it's
sucks.
out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which apparently sucks, but I was like, all right, cool. It looks, gameplay wise, looks good.
Space Marine's coming out this year.
Space Marine's coming out.
I mean, I hope it's amazing. I hope it gets really good reception.
I think it'll. I wonder.
But I feel like it's gonna hit. It's only gonna be super successful with like a niche. I don't think it's gonna be.
I think it'll do well if there can be some sick ass TikTok edits.
That's what I'm gonna say.
That's the thing.
Some fucking funk edits that would be like, oh, that could be.
And also. TikTok also is definitely targeted because, like, all of my Dragon's Dogma posts on TikTok, like, the first day was the controversy. Day 2 onward was, yo, check out my sick thief gameplay. Oh, dude, check this shit out. Or, hey, my pawn did this funny thing. And now I'm getting all the fun Dragon's Dogma memes. Same with, like, it sucks because TikTok is definitely listening because I keep getting Final Fantasy memes that I'm having to fucking scroll past so fast. So I'm like, fuck, I'm not there yet. Oh, God, I can't see that. Nope. Like, there was one that was like, the date in Golden Saucer. I go, nope. Like, keep spreading. But they keep showing me because they know I like Final Fantasy. I'm like, fuck off. But, yeah, I haven't seen a Helldivers meme in a minute. That's kind of where it's a problem for me. Where I think if Helldivers isn't getting that... Because Elden Ring, even if you weren't liking Elden Ring shit, it showed up anyway. And, like, that's to me is where it's like, I haven't seen Helldivers memes in, like, a week.
Really? Oh,
yeah, so I'm wondering...
It's still, like, every 4.
I'm wondering if that's a case where it's like I either stopped liking them or it was just like, oh, it's move on to the new thing for me. I don't know, but I think Helldivers is definitely going to be on multiplayer game of the year. in the running, it will be on the live service or long-standing game, whatever their title is.
Mm-hmm.
Which for multiplayer, they got to beat Call of Duty and Overwatch, which I think
don't think anybody's
It's a
playing.
pretty low bar.
Yeah.
I mean, are people playing Call of Duty these days anymore?
Yes. It's still top game charts all the time because it's fucking big.
Really?
Sadly. The thing is, they also have to beat out for like the ongoing is
Like Fortnite.
Final Fantasy 14, and that has an expansion this year. So if that expansion fucks, that's probably gonna win. Just because every time they put out like Final Fantasy 14 is one. Anytime they put out banger expansions, which have been the past two, Shadowbringers and Walker, and now we get Dawn Trail. If that's good, it's probably gonna win it because that fan base is insane.
Gotcha.
But Dragon's Dogma was fun. Gameplay wise, it's super fucking good. Like they're straight up, you can tell this is an action game. Like the gameplay. I think I sent you a TikTok, which is the thief doing crazy fucking shadow clone shit. It is insane. I just got the Mystic Spear Hand one, which is the dual wield spear, and you just get like magic shit. So I pretty much get force powers because there's a move where he'll pull the spear to his side, raise his hand up, and anything in the vicinity that can be picked up will be picked up and tossed at the enemies. If you catch them in one like spin move, you can fling them across mountains. It's like, oh fuck, this is so good. And the Mystic Spear Hand specifically,
I saw some stuff about the
dragons.
Magic Archer.
Magic Archer is busted, and that's why once I max out Spear Hand, I'm moving to that one because
really
that
cool.
shit looks so broken. And I'm like, oh, I want to fuck. I just stay back because I think the Magic Archer, you can like get rid of your health to power up your bow strings. So I saw one TikTok that someone killed a Drake with one attack. And the Drakes are supposed to be like the most highest level enemies in the game, and it was fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to play more. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is still good. I can't talk about it because there's no questions that need to be answered because it's great.
Well, what have you been playing, BJ?
Yeah, so
More Chrono Trigger and Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai on the PSP.
On your Ambernick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how
I got a second Ambernick. This one is the RG35XXH.
is that the one with the
Sticks. Yeah.
Can I see that one after pod? I want to hold
Yeah,
it.
it's really nice. I played a little bit of Sonic Adventure on that. Ran pretty perfectly, and
You also played the Yakuza game.
Black Panther.
Oh, for real?
Started Black Panther on there. It's very good. It's weird.
It's Def Jam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very Def Jam.
It's a fighting game, but it's like Def Jam, the PSP Def Jams.
Yeah.
It's the same devs, isn't it? Isn't RGG in them? They teamed up. Yeah.
Yeah, and the cutscenes are done by that artist that did the Peace Walker cutscenes.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So like the game starts and the main guy kills like a Tojo officer, and he has to like run away, and the art is just incredible.
What's the main character's name?
I can't remember.
Is he mentioned in any of the other like mainstream games? Nope. Okay. So there's not really a tie-in.
Not really. I mean, besides the fact that it's in Kamurocho
And he's
there's
fighting
Tojo
Tojo.
guys.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's the same tie-in that like Judgment has, where it's like we're the Tojo clan's here, and you're like, I don't know any of these Tojo motherfuckers right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Tojo's there. None of the characters you know are there.
Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, Daigo's not showing up.
that'd be
Like
crazy.
there's just like a cut scene where you just see like the back of Kiryu.
That would be wild.
Although
if
in the
that
ni-
was like
in-
the secret boss.
See,
Or not even, you just see like him walking somewhere.
although the Judgment characters have shown up in Yakuza now, like Kaito's in Gaiden.
Except for the most expensive one,
Yeah, he's not there.
Who are you talking about?
Yakuza.
the main guy.
Yeah, the one where they have to actually pay their face model and get him and you can't have him.
It also makes me angry because they clearly can't use Akiyama as much as they want to because his actor's always busy. But like Infinite Wealth clearly sets up another Gaiden with just Akiyama as the main character, and I know it's never going to come out.
Yeah, they set up a lot apparently. I mean, Gaiden sets it up where the fact that spoilers, you didn't kill the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like they didn't die at the end. It's like, oh, they can come back, and I'm like, oh shit. So yeah,
Yeah, that game is so weird.
Gaiden or Infinite?
Infinite. Because it starts off like incredible, you got a lot of gas in your tank, and then by the end of it it's just like, well, I guess like that's an ending.
I mean, would you say the ending is good, or is it the lead up is bad?
If they just restructured when some things happened, it would have been a lot better.
Because so I haven't finished Infinite Wealth. I'll get to it this year because it's a fucking long ass game. But the things that I've heard is that like the ending feels weird. Like it feels more like Kiryu's game than it does Ichiban's game.
Yeah, it really does.
Which kind of hurts Ichiban's segment, especially when the whole point of the game is, hey, we got to find your mom. And then Kiryu just kind of hijacks the story and be like, I have cancer and I got to deal with my bucket list. And then you're like, okay, I guess fuck Ichiban.
Well, in the beginning, it fits way more because it's like Ichiban is looking for his mom and his mom is with the little girl that you're trying to find. And Kiryu seeing that situation is like, this is Haruka all over again. And you can see like a firelight inside of him and everything. And it's just like, by the end, it just gets so fumbled.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
It's weird because I remember you were, when I asked you when you said I finished 8, I was like, all right, well, how do you feel about it? And you were very much like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, so.
Because like it's hard to describe my feelings on it because there are points in the game where it's like, all right, well, this is the ending. And then you get to the actual ending and they do that whole thing. Like, I think it's in one of the trailers, but there's that scene with Kiryu in front of the bathroom mirror. And he puts on the old suit again, and then he like slicks back his hair. And it's like, oh shit, he's ready to go. And then you play as Ichiban for another like 10 hours. And it's like, okay, well, I don't care about that anymore. And then you get to the end of Ichiban's story, and it's like, well, that sucked. Like, that just didn't matter to me. And then it gets to the end of Kiryu's story, and it's like, okay, well, that was pretty sweet, but like, the end credit scene is just.
Are you planning to finish?
Yeah, I will finish it. Yeah. It's just.
I get it. I just was curious.
Well, so this kind of brings me back to Rebirth. What I can talk about it is Rebirth's pacing is perfect. They give you lighthearted shit, serious shit, and then a lot of the mini games and side content that they do in Rebirth is either optional or just like, you know what, go do your heart's content, have fun. Whereas a lot of Yakuza games will like shoehorn you in to go, you have to do this for a story mission. And you have to do the tutorial for it. Like, they'll make, like, was it Yakuza 3? You had to do the golf minigame for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, certain minigames, it's like you have to do it, even if you don't want to. And and then there's times where the game will go, well, I've got to wait for this character to do something. And they just let you roam free. And you're kind of like, well, I literally have to go goof off. And, like, I don't like that. And I've already gotten hit with that with Ichiban, like, 3 times. And I was like, oh my fucking gosh. Especially when it's like, you just did the hypest shit, like fighting Dwight. Fuck, Jesus. Fighting Dwight was so fucking cool. And it's like that lead up to it, getting Chitose, all that shit. And then it's just like, all right, and then, I don't know, y'all want to go just hang out for a bit? I'm like, what do you mean?
But then you can play Crazy Taxi.
I mean, to be fair, the minigames are fun. Delivery. I don't, like, I'm not saying they're bad. But even then, Crazy Delivery was like, you have to do it. Like, it isn't a thing that you can stumble on in the world and be like, hey, by the way, this is here.
Which is weird because the Pokemon Snap thing is completely missable.
Apparently, I've missed it. That's why I was like, oh, okay. I thought I found it, but then no, that's the Aloe Happy, just take a picture there. Yeah, I don't have the Pokemon Snap minigame or whatever.
You have to get on the trolley at one point, and it's a specific trolley.
Oh.
And it's the trolleys you don't take you anywhere, so after you use them first time, it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do this again. And then you unlock the sub story, and it's like, okay, well, fuck it.
Yeah, that's another thing is like the Fort Condor thing I was telling you about. It's locked behind side quest content. So like if you know how to get to it and you get to it, cool. If you don't want to, don't fucking do it. Same with Queen's Blood. Like, it even gives you an option. Do you want to do the tutorial? And you can just say no and not deal with Queen's Blood the rest of the game. And it feels a lot better where it's like, if I just want to fuck with the story, I can. Because, like, in a lot of mini games in Yakuza, there actually is, like, benefit to your character to do them in a way. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Final Fantasy, it's like, this is quite literally a mini game to derail you. Your focus is here now. Okay, now you can go back to the story. And if you see, like, oh yeah, there's 2 Queen's Blood players here in this town, and you're like, I just want to keep going with the story, I'll come back here later. Yeah, go for it. Who cares? You can come back later. And I like that way better. Because I'm in the Golden Saucer, which is the homebed of mini games, and they're still not forcing me to do every single one of them. One of them was in a story bit, and it was actually really fun and kind of interesting. But, like, for the most part, they're like, fuck it, have fun, it's your game, do it. And I've found that way more enjoyable than Yakuza's, like, no, hold on, hard stop story because we have to do this mini game, or we have to do this sub-story. And it's the same thing with, did you get that far in 16 where you had to do Mid's shipbuilding thing?
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
That took the wind out of my sails so goddamn hard.
That is the worst case, and Yakuza does that more often than I care to admit.
Yeah.
And it's that thing where it's like, when you hit me with mandatory side quests, it immediately goes, I will take a break. This is when I decide to take a break.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to Infinite Wealth 100%, but I think that's been my biggest gripe with the Yakuza franchise as a whole, is their pacing. Because even in I think Judgment and Lost Judgment have some of the best pacing, because yeah, they have the mini games, but like, you don't have to really fuck with them, because Yagami's not like Kiryu where he's like super invested in all this crazy shit. Yagami just kind of will be like, I don't know if I got time. I'm a struggling detective. I gotta pay rent, kind of. Yeah. So like his I don't know. It also is the narrative of like, me doing odd jobs makes sense because Yagami will do any job to get paid. But whereas Kiryu's like, we have to save the fucking Tojo clan after I do Pocket Racer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go race cars for 30 hours.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll get back to it for sure, but it's one of those where like, just pacing issues. But other than that, I've had I will be going back to play FF16 at some point too, because the DLC got announced. So once they implement some of the updates they said that isn't tied to DLC, I'll probably do like a full, like, either run a New Game Plus playthrough or just do the game base again. I just don't know yet, but I'll probably do New Game Plus for it, just to run through. Because apparently they might add a new final boss to one of their Bloody Palace modes if you play on New Game Plus and get all S ranks. And I'm like, okay, shit, I like that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'll be playing that at some point. And then right now there's not any, I mean, Stellar Blade is cool, but even I'm like, eh.
Yeah,
I'd honestly just rather go
play
play
Nier. With it being
Nier.
a new IP, it's like you just kind of have to wait for it to come out and play it.
I'm gonna wait for like reviews I trust, especially too, like ACG, people like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather just go play Nier, if I'm being real.
Yeah.
There's not much else really coming out this year that we know of. Obviously, stuff can come out later, like Paper Mario. Hellblade, yeah. See, I keep forgetting about that game, but I think it's because it's on Game Pass. I'll just have it. Like, I'll go home, open my Xbox, and go, oh, fuck, it's downloading, cool. And I'll be fine. But, like, I know I gotta get to Persona 3 at some point, but, again, long-ass RPG, that'll probably just wait for...
Long-ass RPG that you already know the story of, too.
It basically would just be, oh, who's the new voice actors? Are they good? And then, like, oh, this is cool, seeing it in Persona 5's kind of graphic style. But, yeah, if I play it, I think I'll just buy it on Steam when it hits a sale so that I can play it portably.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my plan with it.
Are there any big Nintendo releases?
Paper Mario is coming out soon, and then the Princess Peach game just dropped.
That just came out.
Apparently it's doing
Costco.
well. Really?
I want to play it, because I fucking loved Super Princess Peach on the DS.
It's people who it's gonna sound weird, but the people who like it fucking like it. And the people who are like, why is this here? They just don't like it. And it's kind of the vibe. It's like, if you fuck with this stupid Nintendo bullshit, you're gonna love this game. But if you just wanted like a simple platformer action game thing, you might not fuck with it.
Yeah.
Looks good though. I'm gonna get it at some point.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ask for that for Christmas this year.
I'm gonna be honest. Back to our long ass RPGs I've already played. I'm gonna play Paper Mario. Like,
yeah, I mean, Paper Mario, you can go back to endlessly.
But that game also has been locked on the GameCube for so long that I kind of forgot most of it. You know what I mean?
You mean Thousand Year Door?
Yeah. Okay. It's been locked on the GameCube for so long.
Because the first one was on what console?
N64.
64, right? Yeah. Okay. N64, GameCube. It's been one on every major console.
And only...
No, did the Wii U?
Two and a half of them are good.
What about Wii U?
Yeah, did Wii U get one?
Wii U had one. That was the worst one by far.
The 3DS had one too, right?
Yeah.
And then
Sticker Star.
Switch got Color Splash, right? No.
Origami King.
Origami King.
And that one is more of like a return to form. Like,
that one, it still wasn't that good.
It's not all the way there, but it's better than
it's better than the last few we've gotten.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. I liked Super on the Wii. It was fun.
Super is good, but it's more platformer than RPG.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's still good. It's just not the same formula.
Yeah.
Hard derail. I started rewatching The Walking Dead.
Oh, fuck.
And because I've tried to get through it so many goddamn times, and every time it's like right after the prison, it just falls off a goddamn cliff, and then it stays off the cliff for like seasons.
To me, it falls off a cliff and then comes back with Negan.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say, because I'm right around where they like you can really tell when this season that I'm in starts that they have like a renewed zeal to it. Because they get to Alexandria after being like on the road for so long, and it still doesn't feel like it's all the way there. But then they get to Alexandria, they do all that shit, and then this season starts, and you have that episode where Rick and Daryl go out and they find that truck, and they're like doing this dumb shit, like trying to get the truck from Jesus. And it's just fun. It's fun to watch again. And I didn't realize until this rewatch how many like Invincible references are in the show.
Well, I mean, it's same.
Who is it? Speaking of, so you know, in the very beginning when he's like, Rick's in the tank.
Yeah.
And then there's that guy, that soldier there, who's that famous actor, and they were planning to do a spin-off like series of how that soldier got there. Which actor was that?
I can't remember, but I think they did that. I think they did that in their like little weird webisode thing.
Okay.
Because they had a thing for a while before Fear the Walking Dead where it was like, oh, here's the most interesting zombies and how they got there. Like the one that's cut in half in the first episode. They did one about that one. And it's just such a weird thing, The Walking Dead, because it's supposed to be Rick Grimes' story up until the very end where like the epilogue is like, oh, now it's Carl. But
the show derailed that.
It derails hard.
Didn't they? Matt, do you care if I spoil Walking Dead?
Oh no.
Carl dying was like
absolute horseshit. Carl was supposed to be the last one alive.
Isn't it also? Isn't the reason they didn't was because payment, right? Because didn't he like grow up and they had to start paying him like adult wages? Or am I wrong?
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure there was a reason, but I could be wrong. I mean. The thing is, it's I guess on one hand it's like you get some cool shit because my buddy, my old roommate Jace, he watched all of it in a binge, and his thing was that like the first.
It's Sam Witwer.
Was it Sam Witwer? Oh hell yeah, dude.
That's why I remember it.
Yeah, Sam's great. Speaking of, go play Days Gone. It's actually really good now that it's all fixed and not shit. But
have you watched any of the new X-Men show?
No. The only thing I know about it is Rogue cheats on Gambit. That's it.
Okay.
And just because everybody on TikTok's mad about it, or like,
well,
the defense because there is a defense to it because she can actually touch Magneto because of power shit, and so it's like, oh well, clearly all this.
But she can't touch.
She can't touch Gambit. Well, she can't touch anybody. But for whatever reason, I guess because of the Magneto's fucking weird, but he can actually skin on skin contact with her, and so it's like, oh shit, and it is like a more nuanced of here's someone like she loves Gambit. But she can actually physically touch Magneto, and she hasn't had that since she was a child. So there's like a weird nuance, but I'm wondering what they're gonna do with it because Gambit knows. Because the last scene that I've seen is him like dropping the Queen of Hearts and his like tears in his eyes.
Well, he's
hard
stuff
getting
with
cucked by Magneto.
Cyclops. And
Cyclops looks sick as fuck. He's never been cooler.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
They
That's
definitely illustrate him as the leader of
the X-Men.
In everything that I've ever seen, Cyclops has just been a huge bitch.
100%.
Yeah,
like especially the movies.
Big ups.
Yeah,
to,
the movies. I mean, they put him in the Oakleys. Bad decision.
And then they just cuck him with Wolverine.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the biggest
Wolverine
part.
Just cucks
is
him so
like,
hard.
And I hate that that's apparently still a fucking thing in the
Jean.
comics. It's just like, oh, who is Jean gonna pick? Who does she love more? And you've got Scott and Logan. At this point, Scott and Wolverine. I think one comic is straight up just them being like, "Is it your turn this week?" I don't know at this point. Like they straight up made a joke where it's like, "Who's she gonna pick?" And they're both aware enough to be like, "This is stupid,"
sorry, bro.
but not aware enough to be like, "I should probably leave and move on." But they're like, "No, I still love her though," and I'm like, "Fuck off." Whatever. I don't know. Now Gambit's getting cucked, so who knows?
Can't believe they do that.
The other good show that I've heard like raving reviews
Shogun.
is yes.
I have yet to see an episode, but again, everybody at work who's seen it is like, you fucking gotta watch it. I'm probably gonna watch like maybe an episode tonight when I get home.
I hope it's like a little Game of Thronesy. We kind of need something like that.
It's apparently. I mean, it's based on a book. I know that much. I forget the author's name, but it's like a classic literature piece or whatever.
Cool.
And so the main like the white dude who's in the show, he's based off William Adams, I think is his name, who's the actual white dude who came to Japan, lived there, became a samurai, all that kind of crazy shit.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Fun fact: have you played the Neo games in IOH, the Souls-like for PlayStation?
No, I've been meaning to.
The first game's protagonist is William Adams.
Hell yeah.
They were like, yeah, let's get this white guy, Geralt-looking white guy to be the protagonist. And then 2 was like, all right, you can create your own character. Which, 2's... Okay, so silent protagonists kind of suck sometimes because it's like, you know, you're like, oh, well, my character's saying something, but they're not. Mm-hmm. Neo 2 has a really good one where, like, canonically your character got, like, their tongue cut out. And like, or like your vocal cords shredded. So it's like, canonically they cannot talk. And I'm like, oh, that's actually fucking cool. What a way to like build a silent protagonist is just like, oh yeah, they can't, like physically.
Hell
like,
yeah.
fuck yeah, dude. I love little things in games like that. But anyway, yeah, Shogun looks cool. The main dude who plays like the main samurai, I'm kind of glad he's getting like front billing because he's in like everything.
The Last Samurai.
Was he also? Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And he's Sub-Zero.
Yeah, like he's been in everything as like a side piece to something. I'm kind of glid to see him as like a main role.
Isn't
somewhere.
in the Mortal Kombat movie? Isn't Sub-Zero like the protagonist?
Not the new one. It's this new kid named Cole.
Oh, but it starts off.
It starts with it starts with Sub-Zero killing
his wife.
His wife, and then Scorpion is the one who like has
Scorpion killing Sub-Zero's wife. Yeah.
No, other way.
You're right. So he is
because Scorpion gets his revenge because he's all like
Yeah.
demonized and fire and all that bullshit. Yeah, and Cole's his descendant. So
okay.
yeah, they made a fucking new character. I'm not gonna lie, I fully thought he was gonna show up in Mortal Kombat 1, like the video game. I'm kind of glad he didn't.
Any news on Tifa coming to Tekken?
No news on that yet, but well, I can't say that. Never mind. I almost spoiled a thing. Sorry. Don't talk to me about Final Fantasy.
She can't. She's dead.
Other way, apparently. Well, an OG at least. I haven't gotten that far in Rebirth. I don't know.
I need a new Soul Calibur to come out.
Honestly, yeah. No, like a new Soul Calibur would be sick.
I love Soul Calibur.
6 came out, what, 2019, 2020?
On what?
Yeah, PS4.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one with Geralt on the front cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder who would be the big one for the next one.
But is Soul
Make it
Calibur the one that
Cloud,
you can
dude.
like create all those crazy characters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has the insane like character creator for that shit. Yeah, I've seen some good ones, dude. I love a good that was.
I think the best case scenario is they get Guts to be the cover character.
That would be a good one, actually.
100%.
I would love to see Cloud too. Cloud would be really good in Soul Calibur. Sephiroth would actually. Well, his sword's I guess too long.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little too bullshit.
Yeah, you'd have to figure out a way to deal with that. But yeah, Cloud would be a good one.
Cloud sword's not too long.
Well,
Sephiroth's
Sephiroth's
too thick.
His is big. Sephiroth's is long. The Masamune sword is like a long ass katana.
It's literally like in canon, it's like 12 feet long.
Yeah,
Really?
and it's like it's
So he's like
obscenely long.
Mihawk.
Cloud's is just giant. Well, sorry, it was Zack's first. Well, and Jill's first, then Zack's, then Cloud took it.
Yeah, it's
And now
it's
Cloud Zack.
Cloud and Sephiroth is length versus girth.
Yeah. And I mean, based on
the
here's the thing.
ultimate battle, the battle of the ages.
And the thing is, that battle never ends because if you go by Advent Children, he never leaves.
Yeah, it's like Asuka versus Rey. It never ends.
Yeah. I would honestly love to see his reaction to Advent Children, knowing fuck all about.
Well, I mean,
7.
if it's anything like watching that goddamn Dragon Ball movie where the lore doesn't matter at all, it's gonna take a while for us to get through it.
Do you know what I'd like to watch, and maybe even tonight?
What?
Or we could do it like leading up to MTech, but I really want to watch the improved Nomu versus Endeavor fight again.
Hell yeah.
I saw somebody like watching that on TikTok, and I was like, oh my god, this is like so fucking good.
I'm ready for that new movie.
And then you get to the part where like they're fighting, and then Hawks like jumps in, and it cuts to Hawks, baby Hawks, seeing Endeavor like take down a villain. I'm like, bro, like Hawks looks up to him. Come on, this is so good. So, and then Todoroki and his family watching on the news, and then the kid that was like, he's still fighting. Like there's hope. But don't you see his flames? And you're like, damn.
Yeah, that's one of the best fights in the whole show.
I mean,
My Hero is a perfect example.
In anime, it's I would say, it is my favorite fight just because I think of what it means for the anime as a whole and what the story is trying to tell and depict the of Endeavor coming into the space of as the number one. Like that's it. Way more important. There is a better fight in My Hero though, and it's in World Missions. The final fight. That one aesthetically,
I will say this: unfairly,
so many fuck edits.
It unfairly gets it because it's a movie with a movie ass
A
budget.
big ass budget.
but again, it's not
also
as
really
important
creative,
to the story.
Not important to the story at all.
At all.
You can skip it completely.
Yeah, exactly. But so that one's definitely like aesthetically a better fight.
I hope that they top it with this new one with the All Might imposter.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
dude. That.
Gonna be, so are we? So the next thing to come out for My Hero is the movie.
I think it's the movie because
Should
season
be the
7,
movie and then the next season.
Season 7 is getting like trailers, or at least there's some gonna come out soon. So I'm assuming movie first, trailer next.
I can't wait to start watching that again. Holy shit!
There's I'm reading the manga.
Do you think this season will end on Stars and Stripes or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't actually. I think
will
it
it
might
get
go
there?
past
You think
Star
it'll
and
go past?
Stripe
Yeah.
because they just got back to UA.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're all like sitting around in the dorm after they took a shower, and during that part is when Star and Stripe happens.
Yeah. Okay. Because that movie is, I think, supposed to be during Vigilante, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Which is exactly what
we're
we
gonna
need.
get
The movie's supposed to be during
Dark.
Dark Deku doing cool shit. Because they didn't give us enough of
because
that.
that was.
I can't
fucking
wait to
bullshit.
see Hercules
Again, the
All
fact
Might.
that he like they show the woman who like was able like to curve bullets, and then he goes up against another villain, and they don't even show it, and they just show like.
Yeah, it was over before anybody even knew
I was
it.
like, why would you not show that?
Yeah, make that 3 episodes, please.
Or just show me him obliterating some fuckhead.
I wanted a
Why
full-
would you take that away from me?
I wanted a full season. That's the one thing I wanted filler for is like extend that shit to like a full season's worth of content.
Yeah.
Like I want to see all the
because
characters
then
in
it makes it seem like Deku's just bipolar. Like, oh, just for a day I was
Yeah,
a little
just
bad.
yeah.
You know, like what I'm saying? Like, it just was like, oh, I just was having like I was just
Took
a little
one
moody
too many
for-
cookies out of the cookie
Yeah,
jar.
I'm
like-
just a little moody today. Sorry, guys.
It's like I just you know it's
I was
hot girl
hangry.
summer guys. You know,
yeah, it's
go
like
crazy.
no, like it's not a
it's not a phase.
yeah, like it was something he fully committed to, and he was like, I'm abandoning all my friends, and I have to do what I think is needed. Like, yes, make a whole thing out of it. Yeah, don't make it. Yeah, this.
We'll make it 6 fucking episodes and it's over.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it was like
Bullshit.
part of season 6, I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. Really?
100%.
Like the thing is, the actual moments of the Dark Deku arc is great. Like him slowly succumbing, fighting the villains, doing the thing, and his friends having to be the ones to bring him back is actually really fucking good. But like,
Well,
I
and
wanted
then
that build up
the
to last
stain
longer.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Dude,
the very end, and it's huge.
You have no idea how important Stain is about to become.
No, I know it. The fact that I mean, because this is anime's going off the manga. The fact that they bring Stain back for that little bit, I'm like, he's like, you wouldn't do that, and unless you're trying to like be like, don't forget about this guy.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
fucking
don't
cool.
fucking forget.
I just want to see the All Might Hercules arc.
I also just can't wait to see like Mirio fighting again.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There was like a really sad chapter in the manga recently where Eri is watching everything happen on TV and she like tries to escape to help Deku, and it's like it's just really sad.
It's funny because like seeing how My Hero is ending and like all hype versus JJK's where it's like, damn, no one can fucking beat Sukuna and we don't think Yuji's that strong right now. It's like, damn, this kind of
Is Sukuna the blue light blue motherfucker with the mouth stitches?
no, he's way dead.
Okay.
That was Mahito and he died in Shibuya. No, Sukuna's the demon in Yuji, and he has left.
See that long hair?
No, he's just the guy. Like Yuji's the pink-haired guy,
Yeah.
and Sukuna's the guy who will take over his body occasionally with all the tattoos and shit. He just shows up. Yeah, he's the main villain, but like at some point he took over Megami, and Megami wants to kill himself now because he's like broken and defeated in his own body. And now every fucking sorcerer is having to fight Sukuna. Maki's tried, Yuta's tried. They're bringing up new people somehow. They brought in what's his fucking name?
Hanma. Sorry.
Haku, I guess. Haku-some, which certified femboy lover based. Dude he loses. Like everybody's been losing because Sukuna keeps pulling out some like bullshit
First
this
technique.
power that I haven't used this one. Like the meme is like when you see Sukuna, he's like this like Chad like in the sunset.
He's like that kid on the playground that doesn't allow himself to
yeah.
lose.
Well, because he's like like the meme.
Actually, I have a shield generator.
I have a shield and it blocks all your attacks and you do nothing to me.
Yeah, like he's literally pulling out like, yes, my anti this technique. Haven't used this one since the Heian era. Like that's the meme because people keep pulling out like the yes, my anti this thing. Like my favorite one was the yes, my anti Yuji gun. Haven't had to pull this bitch out since this era, and I'm like, fuck off. It's like unless he can pull some straight like oh shit moment to bring it back in, this is gonna end on a wet fart, and I kind of hate it because JJK is so good up until the Sukuna fight at the end. But it's like, yeah, that's what he had to build to because Sukuna, Kenjaku, like he's got all these things he's got to wrap up, but he's apparently gonna end it this year, and I'm like, I don't see how. Like I don't see how you could, and I'm like, damn, bro. Whereas My Hero is like banger after banger after banger for this ending.
Yeah.
And it's like they're wrapping up every storyline really well. They're doing all what they can. Like it's great. I'm actually having a lot of fun with My Hero.
They're still pumping out like new chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one, he kind of like goes into Shigaraki's mind and sees his origin story happen to him.
So yeah, I think My Hero is for sure ending this year, but I can actually see a trajectory where it can end in like 10
I'm
chapters,
still really
like.
pissed off that they'd never brought Vigilantes into it at all.
Yeah. Although isn't Vigilantes getting an anime now?
I think
Do you think it's gonna end with like an anti-Korra shit?
Anti-Korra,
What do you mean?
Like everyone loses their powers, or like
Deku's definitely losing his powers.
for sure.
Yeah.
But do you think it's gonna be, what does they call it when like the point of no return, where like
Oh, like the singularity thing?
yeah, like where, because then it's like, I mean, how I would like it is it to be like this is the end and there's no more. Like, you know, then you're not leaving it to like
there's no more. There's like you
don't
think
let a sequel, don't let a Boruto happen. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
you think
like
Deku, something happens and like Deku uses all for one to take away every single power.
That would
in
be dope.
existence,
That
where
would
it's now just real life.
yes, that would be great. I would love that.
I
That
honestly
would be like, that'd be sick.
The only
But
epilogue.
then, if you do that, then it's like all these heroes that you love, it's just like they're just nothing now.
They could just be good, helpful people.
But like,
but now it's
that,
like
that ruined so many lives.
I was gonna say it kind of does, but it's the idea of like
Like the school is just pointless now. The whole show.
I just don't want a Boruto.
I don't think you'll get
they'll
one.
do that.
And if you do, like I think Horikoshi doesn't want to do.
But then, but again, this whole thing is a singularity. Like, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you then make something next after it that has to do with like, well, everyone's way too fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And then it's just.
I think if we get anything, it's just gonna be like you'll get an epilogue chapter. Or
I mean,
like
the
a
only
light
thing I'd be
novel.
down with is like a post-apocalyptic shit.
I mean, and we've already seen that
With what?
with everything that's happening in My Hero right now. It's just
to
the
be fair, it's
apocalypse
like,
in Japan.
It's basically like 9/11's happening.
Yeah, but I'm saying like.
That's 9/11's all over the place.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is I do wonder, because it's obviously going to... Either Deku loses his powers, or he's dying. Like, I don't know. Part of me is like... Because there's that theory that, like, the whole story of My Hero is being told by Bakugo, because Bakugo lives or some shit. That was one theory. You've got the people that, Deku's going to get rid of All for One and One for All somehow, that no one else can have those powers.
I think that's the most likely thing.
I think Deku will just turn... I think if he lives, he's going to be like a hero analysis kind of guy. Like, he'll get to live happily ever after. Him and Ochaku will get to get married, do their thing. They'll have kids, whatever. Like, it's gonna be like the Naruto thing, where they're just gonna pair off the characters, and then he's gonna move on, and that's it. I honestly think Horikoshi wants to end My Hero.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell, like, this last arc, he's like, we're here. He's gonna end it right, but he wants to end it.
Yeah.
He's tying up all the loose ends. He's tying up he's tying up everything. And so it's like, yeah, he's ready to go. But
I'm kind of ready to.
hey, get some meatloaf.
Yeah, because
We've done a lot today.
Yeah, it's been a big day.
A lot of stuff today, so thank you guys for watching.
Hey,
Yep.
we're probably a bit too late, but W had they might still have a thing. I got an email. It was like a BOGO thing, or get 30 if you buy $30 worth of something, you'll get a free tub. There was a thing. Go to W's website. They should know. They have new shakers.
New shakers look really cool.
Yeah, with there's 3 designs. Essentially, they're like one's like a wolf boy, one's there's some new designs. So,
Yep, go check them motherfuckers out.
yep, and save 10% with the checkout code. Take it sleazy. And as always,
Take it sleazy.
there it is.